Hi there, I'm Sandy with two things and a rant. Thing number one, this is probably the 14th restart of two things and a rant. And that's because this is kind of a low priority thing for me, unfortunately. I have a long list of things I do all the time and I keep up with on my main YouTube channel and my new website and all different kinds of things. So this unfortunately happens when it happens. So I'm not going to promise that it's going to keep going in a regular fashion, but I would like to get it restarted. And that is my commitment. I'm going to make an attempt to do that. We're going to call this a Memorial Day resolution. How about that? I was inspired today because I did get a new haircut. Thank you, Shauna. And I got new glasses from Costco. They sell me toilet paper really great. I wasn't really sure about glasses, but they actually improved my prescription and I like the frames. I have been told that different Costcos have different frames. So if yours doesn't have a frame you like, try a different Costco. Thing number two is the new website. A bunch of people unsubscribed from my blog thinking that the new website is where I'm transferring everything to, because I had a new website launch with sandyallknot.com a while ago and they thought this is the new me, and it's not the new me, it's the additional me. So I'm splitting into two. On the art-classes.com site is where all the classes are. That's where the courses are, where you can sign up and you get a number of lessons on a topic. I'm going to have beginner, intermediate, and advanced videos over there, etc. In a lot of different mediums. I have a ton planned, tons of plans, tons of things rolling around in my brain. It's just going to take a while to get there. I am going to have some new classes coming up. There's a free one coming out next week, and it's actually some content that's been on YouTube already, but I repackaged it so it'll be easier for people to watch. There's also going to be two watercolor classes coming up in July, and that's because it's World Watercolor Month. So I thought that would be a good time to do that. And I have two classes coming up because one is an intermediate flowers class, and a lot of people have asked for that, so your wish is my command. Well, sometimes my command. And the other class is a backgrounds class for card makers, because there's some people that just want to play around with a little bit of watercolor, but they don't really want to make a heavy investment. They don't care about painting stamped images. They just want to do some really beautiful backgrounds. So I have a whole bunch of different ideas on how to do beautiful backgrounds, and you can sign up for that class, be a little less expensive than the intermediate one. And my regular site, sandyallknot.com, still has the Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos, sometimes Tuesday, Thursday, depending on guest days and blog hops and that sort of thing. But you can also purchase the hex chart over there. The Edudigis are still over there. So there's kind of a division of me, and I'm trying to focus a lot more on class content for the new site. So I'm putting a lot of energy into that now in the coming months to start building up that roster of classes. My rant today stems from a comment that I heard from a public speaker at a conference that I was at. His name's Ed Tate, and he spent the whole weekend telling us hilarious stories, imparting a lot of great information. He was telling us a story in one portion about a plumbing situation. He had tried to fix his outdoor sprinkler system himself, and his wife was laughing at him, etc. It was hilarious. But he stopped all of a sudden in the middle of telling us that story, and he said, "I will never make fun of what I do, and you shouldn't either." And it was a startling moment. He went right back to his story and he finished it and everything. But that thing really caught me, because I realized that as creatives, we do that a lot. We make fun of ourselves, but more than that, I think we belittle ourselves. We talk down about what we are creating. We say things like, "I am not very good at this. I can't do this very well. I'm not so talented. I wish I could do what you did. I didn't go to art school, so I don't know how to do that." And when we do those things, we are sometimes just putting out false humility. Gotta say that. There's sometimes when there are people who are absolutely wonderful, but put out belittling comments about themselves because they don't want to seem like they're bragging about their talent. And that's one thing. But a lot of it, though, is people who really don't believe that they are any good. They might see a little progress, but they're not really sure they can ever get there. My whole purpose in everything I do, all the videos I make, all the classes I put together, is to inspire you to know that you can do it. Because with practice, with putting effort forth for taking classes and everything, those things are going to get you there. It's going to get you there over time. You're not going to get there instantly. When you write a comment What I want you to do is just type out your comment. Before you hit send, ask yourself, what is my comment saying back to me? Because every time you type one of those things that says, boy, I'm never going to be able to be that good. You have more talent in your little pinky than I'll ever have. You're telling yourself, I will never be able to do that. And you've typed it, you've hit send, and you've put it out into the universe, putting yourself down. I want you to instead take that comment and turn it around. Try saying something like, I can't wait until I can color the way you can color. I'm on a journey learning to color, and you inspire me. Thank you for showing me how that highlight works, because I'm learning how to do my highlights and shadows, and that's making a difference in helping me see it. Find some other way to phrase your comment so that you're not telling yourself that you can't do it. Okay? I want you to try that for a while. Come back later and let me know if it makes a difference. Just think about what you're saying before you make the comment and try to retrain your brain to think more positively about your ability to create. All right, thank you guys. I will see you next time. Take care.